Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome. I'm David. This is the Warriors of Light Astro Tarot. The heart spread this week for all signs is a little bit different. Doing a reading on the one that you just can't get out of your mind, this one that you just can't get out of your head. And just to be clear, how I'm structuring this and what I'm looking for. This is not necessarily a normal reading like someone you're involved with, so I'll read it a little different. What I'm looking for here is guidance from Spirit in the name of love and light, so it serves the greatest good. And kind of understanding, maybe getting closure. A couple of the readings so far have actually indicated that there would be a reconnection, but that's usually not how I'm thinking of this. Always read the cards. I don't see that here. But I think it's good to understand this energy, and I like to do this reading once in a while because, I see relationships as being a big part of how we grow, our soul grows and learns in this life. And so I have this person, and I'm very happily almost married. I'm in love. I don't think I'll be anybody else. But so it's not like I would ever want to go back to him or everything. But it definitely was a major relationship. Has a huge impact on me, and I think back on it fondly, even though it wasn't pleasant at the time. So that kind of where I'm trying to go with it, just to give you an idea. And here you're coming in on the bottom of the deck with this Two of Wands. And I got to be honest with you, this is the third time I've done this reading. I was trying to do it on my back deck in Cancun, Mexico. It's really beautiful back there, but I think somebody's air conditioning starting, the condenser's going bad. And it was just this hum when I was done, and it was, I think, would ruin the reading. So it's pretty quiet here in the front of the house. So gracias a Dios. And what I see here is, first of all, you're dealing with a fire sign here. So think Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Also like a charismatic person, a self-confident person. And with you coming in over there with the Five of Wands, I think this card and this card I see is kind of base energy of kind of where you're at, like separate from the relationship. Which is a little hard in this particular heart spread because this is really kind of about you more than the other person. But that's definitely where they were at. But what I kind of get the feeling is, you might have been a little contentious here from a past relationship, and it can be a defensive energy. It is kind of a bickery kind of energy. But the thing is, when you got with this person, because now this is how you were reacting to them, Eight of Wands. So when you got with them, their charisma, they might have been very attractive, very sexy. It's probably a real sexual relationship. You kind of let go of the bickering and arguing. And I think there was a lot of maybe wanting to please them. You might have had them a little bit on a pedestal. Could have been a little bit of the, I can't believe they want little Capricorn. I mean, they're so sexy and amazing. That kind of energy to it. Let me know if you relate, if you think this is your reading. I'd love for your comments. And then in relation to you with judgment, they made a decision. I believe it was unconscious decision. It may have been conscious, but it was an element of unconscious, because with the judgment card, that's Pluto. They could have been undergoing a Pluto transit of significance. And, they sort of decided that you didn't really fit into the general vision that they had for themselves and relationships in their life. And they may have not handled it well. I think even though this is a king, it could be insensitive energy or immature. And, insensitive is immature, frankly. So, and there was an element too. Now we look at, this is the advice from Spirit. And the Empress coming under the Eight of Wands. Normally in a reading like this would be their energy towards you, your energy towards them in the form of what's the best advice. But in this type of reading, both of these cards, I read kind of together like a two-card reading, because really it's advice for you about this relationship, about hopefully getting some kind of closure, reaching some kind of deeper understanding of kind of what's involved in it. Why is it so important to you, and stick it in your head like that? And when you put the Empress with the Five of Pentacles, that's that cliche that I think you hear in a lot of tarot readings. I hate to go there, but lack mentality. You're having the lack mentality. Spirit is telling you, hey, come on now, you're good enough. and Yeah, and coming under the Eight of Wands, that's where I really feel like, you were kind of knocking yourself out to, almost like a hey, look at me, hey, look at me. You might have even been to the point of wanting to do sexual gymnastics and um, really kind of, because of really this lack mentality, not feeling like you're good enough. And it could have even been some underlying conscious or unconscious on your part sense that the relationship wasn't going to hold, and with you kind of pouring with the Eight of Wands more energy into it, and them unconsciously censoring this kind of, almost from the Five of Pentacles, this desperation again under the surface, and them sort of being repulsed from you, in a way like of a magnet, not in the way that you weren't attractive, but kind of again, I feel like it's kind of unconscious, like this, as you try to put the two positive, magnets together, they naturally push each other away. And hopefully this now makes some sense to you. Again, leave me a message if it does. But back then, I guess like it wouldn't. And I do get the feeling now that probably you've matured and grown. And I think this Empress indicates that you are at this much better place now, where the Empress is like a super King of Wands or Queen of Wands here, so wouldn't be immature, wouldn't be insensitive or anything like that. And definitely with the Empress, wouldn't be, hey, look at me. Wouldn't be any sense of, not feeling that you're not good enough. It wouldn't be any sense, you would have that calm and confidence and poise and sort of that energy like of a planet that just pulls people towards you, where you wouldn't be having to jump up and down. And, I take these seriously, these three cards. This is all advice from Spirit. And I always say I don't necessarily trust myself. I never trust the government, but I always trust advice from Spirit, guys. And then in this reading, this is normally advice for the two of you as a whole. But again, since this is really an internal reading for you about your feelings about this relationship, more so than about this person, and advice in engaging in actual relationship, because I don't see that this would ever come up, or it's ever going to be a thing again. So this is all about integrating, and integration is balance. This is Libra, the scales. To integrate something is really another way of saying you're balancing it. So then this is the advice from Spirit. And it's coming between that lack mentality and knowing that you're enough, getting that balance within yourself. And so I really don't see you like ever again. You were, do I want to use this phrase, young, dumb, and full of cum? I was at one time. And maybe that's not the headspace you're in now or ever going to be in again. And so like with the Ace of Swords being the outcome here in this heart spread, it could be just simply about this reading, about again gaining understanding, helps put things into ultimate perspective. And it's also the Ace of Swords here is cutting off something, and coming into some kind of crystal clarity about how this went down, what it all meant to you. And you don't necessarily have to devalue it. You can even still think of your person fondly. I would think of mine fondly. Um, I'm going to tell you, I was telling my friend, because these readings all week always kind of reminds me of her, and she liked the word cunty, and sometimes she would call me, her cunty bitch, and it was just a term of endearment. I would be like, oh, thank you, baby. I'm your cunty bitch. It's kind of like a black person would say, you're my, I can't say the word, but it's a term. And when a black person says that to me, I feel the same way. I'm like, oh my God, that's so special. I just got called the N-word. It's the same kind of thing. And so, it doesn't mean, I don't see any bitterness here. I think that's a lot of what this Ace of Swords too means. It means you're just cutting off that energy in any negative sense. You're integrating it now into your life, into your personality, into your soul's, growth here. And so you're now, your soul has integrated that lesson, and it's learned it, and you're ready to move on. And this energy here is in no way negative. It's just now part of your life, and a good thing. So thank you, guys. Do subscribe, like, share on YouTube. I think I'm at 998, looking for 1,000. So thank you, guys, and I love you.